Hello, welcome to Kiana's Kreations. I'm Kiana and I am an artist on this channel. I create things and I film myself while I create them. And today's video, I will be creating an oil painting. And I will also be talking about growth a little bit. So, on this topic of growth, I'm gonna firstly explain just what I mean by growth and my definition and how I see growth. So, a good definition for me would be growth is the time in between the beginning and the end of a lifetime. And it's the many things that can happen in between that time. In the process of growing, many things can happen. The process can lead to progress, it can lead to regress, it can lead to new understandings. There are many forms that growth can take, and there are many things can happen in your growing process. In my personal life, I am observing my own growing process. I've noticed that my growth is taking a form of regression, reflection, and just a whole lot of stagnancy. My life was moving so fast, so many opportunities, so many things were happening for me the past years that I haven't really had time to really think and reflect on my life and how I am progressing in my growth. But now that I'm given the opportunity to really reflect on my life the past couple of years, I am noticing some errors of thinking, some errors of living, some things that I wish to change in my life. And I think this is a part of my growing process. I've needed this time to rethink, to mend, and to just reflect on my life a little bit more than I have been. One thing in particular that I am learning to change is the fact that I am so adamant about having my plans in line. I would say that because I'm so dependent on myself, that I like to have a very decent outline and very decent plan of how my future will look. For me, without foreseeing my future vividly, I get a little bit unsettled with the uncertainty of how things may play out. But now, since I have this time to really reflect on how I was choosing to live my life, I see some error in my thinking. I see that having a plan is, yeah, it's okay, but being so meticulous and not straying from the plan and not being dependent on anyone else may cost me. It may have cost me some things. Some of those things being my ability to live in the moment and to be grateful for the present moment that I'm experiencing, I find that I was living so much in the future, and sometimes I still live so much in the future that I'm not actually here in the present. Also, in this time, I feel that I'm growing in such a way that my emotional connection to people and my relations to people is being improved. I find that I am very to myself, and sometimes I can isolate myself quite a lot, so much so that I will go moments without truly connecting to anyone. And I have begun to notice that some of my relations may fail or may not be as abundant as they could be, because sometimes I do not put as much effort in those relationships, rather that be family relationships, friend relationships, romantic relationships. Sometimes my tendency to isolate myself costs me in that type of way. And having this time where I'm so close in proximity to people that I have relationships to is really allowing me to, one, be in the moment with them, and to also mend relationships, and to also learn about the people that was close to me and still are close to me. Because so much can happen in time, so many new things, so much old stuff. Just so much can happen, and so much can be I can be unaware of just by not being there, and not being there either mentally or physically. So these are just two of the ways that I am growing at this time. And while this time lapse finishes up, I would like to ask whoever is watching this video, how are you growing? How are you observing your growth? Are there things that you can change in your growth process? Are there things that you truly enjoy? Are there things that you're not enjoying? Just to reflect on your growing process a little bit. And with that being said, I would like to wrap up this video. And if you would want to buy any art from me, my art store is going to be in the description box, along with my art Instagram, where I sometimes post posts relating to my art, videos relating to my art, and just things in general relating to my artistic process. Have a blessed and joyful day, and thank you for stopping by and watching this little time lapse of me painting a leaf.